Gentlemen, we are experiencing some new information from the nursing community. Please go to Facebook and look for Nurses Against the Lockdown. Yeah! So today, we have a new speaker. Her name is Sarah Chatunian. Please put your hands together. She is a Chief Nurse Steward.
Hello, freedom fighters! I don't want to go out there. I'm scared of heights. Are there any healthcare workers in the crowd? Woo! We see you, and we're here for you. Okay, I'm going to read this, and I'm really normal, so stressed out, so I might forget how to read. Okay.
Guys, I'm up here. I've been up here for a long time. Guys, keep it down for a minute because Sarah here has a little bit of stage fright. Can you guys give her some love to say it's okay to be up here? Right? We're all doing our best up here, so give some love to Sarah. She's going to do her best. Get going, girl.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. My name is Sarah. I'm a nurse and I work in a nursing home. I'm also the founder of Nurses Against Lockdowns, an organization who aims at uniting all healthcare workers and giving them a voice. Our message is, the cure cannot be worse than the disease. As nurses, we took a note to do no harm, yet the unjustified lockdowns are forcing us to do the opposite. At first, everyone agreed that as frontliners, we were underpaid and we needed to be treated better. We started by getting a temporary bonus to cover our losses, but now most of us have been left behind and still unable to return to our second jobs. As if that's not enough, our rights are constantly being trampled on. We need to do as we are told and comply, or we're bad nurses who are a danger to our patients. We're told that we have a choice when it comes to the testing, but that choice may mean we're out of a job. Our rights seem to be vanishing by the minute. Nobody is standing by us, so the time has come for us to stand for ourselves. Hence, Nurses Against Lockdowns. As healthcare workers, we're not just worried about our rights and salaries, of course. Our biggest concern is humanity and where this is all heading. Obviously, we're worried about the entire population, but there are three groups that need our immediate attention. The elderly, our children, and the growing number of people struggling with mental health issues. Did you know that each resident in a nursing home gets an allowance of $9 per day for food here in Ontario, while prisoners get almost $15? That's how much they care about our most sick elderly. And they're going to come and tell us that we're shutting down the economy to protect them? Sounds like BS.
It is BS.
Nursing homes were hit the hardest, with residents being isolated from their families for 7 months now. They were just starting to get visits, and here comes the second wave. Public health is already calling outbreaks, front, back, and center. That means that every resident must stay in their room for a period that can be up to 14 days, even with no one having symptoms. It's ridiculous. It's devastating. Our elderly are being treated like prisoners in solitary confinement. The lockdowns have been detrimental to their well-being. Some have died of broken hearts, and many others of failure to thrive.
Absolutely. That's fucked up.
I found a letter of appreciation that Carolyn Turek, an MD, wrote to Randy Hillier, and I couldn't agree with it more. It said, "The elderly do not want to stay alive at all costs. They want quality of life and to be close to their families and caregivers. Studies show that the more social and emotional engagement people have, the more resistant they are to viruses," end quote. Why on earth are we doing the opposite of what we know to be right? It's becoming increasingly clear that there's a big hidden agenda. These are crimes against humanity. Nobody has the right to tell us when and where we see our loved ones, ever. Thanks. Our second group of concern are the children. Our beautiful children. Wearing a mask is unsafe for anyone, but it has even more detrimental effects on a growing child's brain development due to a decrease in oxygen intake. Not only that, but facial recognition is super important for their social development. And let's not forget that kids wearing masks makes it much harder for us to identify them, making it easier for predators to prey on them. Also, kids tend to play around with the masks more. They get them dirty and wet, which creates more moisture, which is the perfect environment for bacterial growth, which can lead to all kinds of health issues, including bacterial pneumonia, which can be quite severe for kids or anyone. Kids are not even getting seriously sick from the virus and can be used to build herd immunity. So why all the extremely harmful measures? We should be letting them run around and letting their immune system do what it does best, build immunity. Kids are being traumatized into thinking that death lingers everywhere and that they may be the cause of the loss of a loved one. It's brutal for them. Many will struggle with mental health issues throughout their lives because of it. They are being indoctrinated and conditioned to follow without thinking and learning that questioning the narrative has negative consequences. Can't let that happen. They want the next generations to live in fear, be submissive, and obedient. Well, we're here to tell them that's not happening. We're raising our kids to be fearless, critical thinkers who question everything and are not afraid to fight for what is right. The third group of concern is people with mental health issues. This one hits really close to home for me. I'm a survivor and advocate of child sexual abuse. Many of the people I love the most struggle with their mental health, myself included. Due to the fear of financial instability and isolation that the lockdowns are creating, we are seeing a significant rise in depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and substance abuse. There has also been an increase in overdoses and suicide, with CAMH predicting up to 2,114 excess deaths by suicide here in Canada by the end of 2021. What about those lives? Don't they matter? Before the lockdown, I was in the best place of my life. I'd been completely sober for a few years, had lost 60 pounds due to switching my bad addiction to going to the gym and taking good care of myself. I got help from the Gatehouse, a safe place for adult survivors of child sexual abuse. Their programs helped me so much that I became a facilitator there and even started my own organization called Lighting Up Dark Corners to empower survivors. Good for you! I felt unstoppable until the pandemic hit. I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and some of my biggest triggers are control and oppression. I've been continuously triggered and hyper-alert ever since this all started. It's been exhausting, and without my usual stress relievers like the gym and group therapy, it's been almost impossible to control my anxiety. I could have given into my rage and drowned it with alcohol since all the liquor stores stayed open, but that would have meant that they would have won. I couldn't let it happen. That's when I decided to channel my rage towards something positive and speak out. If someone as mentally tough as I am, almost completely broken down by the lockdowns, can you imagine what it did to people who were already in this to figure out that the lockdowns do a lot more harm than they do good. We now know so much more than we did back in March, and with all that we know now, it would make no sense to shut down again. So why is the establishment continuously talking about even stricter lockdowns? We've had several treatments available, yet doctors are not allowed to prescribe them. Dr. Sebi once said, quote, "A society that keeps cures a secret so that they can continue to sell medication for huge profit is not a real society, but a huge mental asylum." And that's exactly where we are. So what do we do about it? We don't comply. We unite. We organize. We speak up. And we fight. Oh, where am I? Oh, yeah. This is your organization, and anyone in any type of healthcare setting can join. We are your voice, and therefore we want to hear from you. I saw this video about a panel of doctors, and I thought this would be the perfect quote to end with. Quote, "We reject a new normal. And we don't want the old normal neither, because that's what got us here. We want a better normal." Oh, and I want to thank the Lion for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Please join us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Nurses Against Lockdowns, or email us at nursesagainstlockdowns@hotmail.com. Let's get together and bring these psychopaths to justice. Peace and love. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Not bad for a first time in front of us. I have a feeling here we have one of our nurse warriors here in the future for sure. Thank you, Sarah.